Mardi Gras is a tradition that dates back to the 1600s in the southern region of the U.S., particularly Louisiana. The first event took place in the late 1600s, about 60 miles south of present-day New Orleans. However, many of the earliest large organized Mardi Gras festivities were held in what is now Mobile, Alabama. Mobile held its first Mardi Gras back when the city served as the capital of French Louisiana. In the 1930s, the Mobile Area Mardi Gras Association, formerly known as the Colored Carnival Association, was established to preserve the Mardi Gras legacy and ensure Black Americans had a space to celebrate. Since then, the Grand Marshal's Ball has stood as its crown jewel. Friday, February 28, 2025, it was the 87th annual Grand Marshal's Ball, one of the most electrifying events of the Mardi Gras season in Mobile. This year, the organization behind the ball booked legendary soul singer Angie Stone. Attendees snapped pictures, recorded videos, capturing the moment as Angie took the stage for what would unknowingly be her final time. The energy was electric, the music timeless, the celebration unforgettable. Angie Stone delivered a performance that left the crowd dancing deep into the night, but no one could have imagined what was to come just hours later. Just 2 months before that Mardi Gras celebration in Alabama, on the day after Christmas 2024, Angie Stone went live on Instagram for an unannounced public debriefing. She said she had to speak out to expose the evil that was attacking her, describing these wicked people as the enemy. In a raw and emotional confession, Angie dropped bombshell revelations about the dark side of the music industry. She specifically called out Universal Music Group, revealing that she had recently uncovered how they had stolen millions from her. After 5 decades in the industry, she was ready to fight, but she also admitted she had no idea what would happen next. She knew these were dangerous enemies, capable of anything.
But I will say this. It has been one heck of a ride. This last month, the enemy was trying to take me out. He was really trying to take me out. And what happened 2 days before my show? Whew. But God, I'm trying to keep from crying because the devil was very, very, very particular in targeting me. But anyway, I was rushed to the hospital because I wasn't breathing so well. Came to find out, I had what was a bacterial blood infection that I had gotten when they stuck me with the needle. It had went into my bloodstream and caused a staph infection of the blood. Now, I didn't have a clue that there was a blood infection until they rushed me into ICU. I went into ICU and I went to use the restroom and I passed out in the restroom. My oxygen went all the way down and rendered me basically unconscious. When I came back to, the nurses began to tell me that I was screaming for Jesus because when I went down, I'm sorry, I didn't know that, I didn't know what was happening. All I know is it was all of a sudden. And I began to praise God and call on his name because I knew biblically that if I was transitioning, I needed to be calling on Jesus. And I need to be calling him by his name. So I began to scream his name. When they brought me to is when they told me I was lucky to be alive because I was on the floor. And sorry. I knew it was an attack. I knew it was a spiritual attack on me. However, I was treated and God healed me. He cleared up. After 2 weeks, solid, they cleared up the blood infection. So I am truly a walking testimony that God has carried me all this time. Because if you only knew how much money they have taken from me, how much they have stolen from me, monies that I'm supposed to be, I should have been able to retire 20 years ago with the money I've made.
50 years in the music industry, 50 years. Born in Columbia, South Carolina, where she began singing gospel music at First Nazareth Baptist Church. Her father, a member of a local gospel quartet, took Angie to see performances by gospel artists. And in the late 1970s, when Stone was 16, she formed the rap trio The Sequence, a female hip-hop group. They were the second rap group signed to Sugar Hill Records after auditioning for manager Sylvia Robinson backstage at a Sugar Hill Gang concert in South Carolina. In 1980, The Sequence scored a hit with their single Funk You Up, which reached number 15 on the U.S. Top Black Singles chart. The trio enjoyed a series of rap hits as the first female rap group during the early years of hip-hop. These hit singles kept the group touring with Sylvia Robinson as their mentor, but eventually the group broke up in 1985. Angie would go on to perform with other groups and artists while she continued as a songwriter as well. In the 90s, she started dating neo-soul recording artist D'Angelo. Angie shared songwriting credits on D'Angelo's first 2 studio albums, as well as provided backup vocals when on tour with him. The couple had 1 child together in 1998. She also served as a backing vocalist on Lenny Kravitz's album. Then Angie Stone signed a deal with Clive Davis after he offered her a solo record deal. And in September 1999, her debut solo album, Black Diamond, was released, named after her then teenage daughter Diamond. That album reached the top 10 on Billboard's top R&B and hip-hop albums chart and was eventually certified gold. Angie would go on to release 10 solo albums that spawned hits like No More Rain. After several eras of her career, Angie was now coming out exposing Universal Music Group, a very powerful group of enemies.
And what they've been doing is improperly representing me, improperly stealing from me, taking things in their own hand, changing and switching lanes because they knew I didn't know that part. See, I'm not an attorney. I don't know everything. What I learned how to do was go out, work hard, get paid, come home, pay my bills, take care of my family. That part. The legal side, when you hire attorneys and managers and agents, they're supposed to make sure the gray area over there that they're in the driver's seat for, they're supposed to make sure you're taken care of. And even though they were taking care of themselves, they thought very little of taking care of me. And I know because I've seen it with my own eyes. So I'm just here to let you know, one way or the other, Universal Music, you're going to have to give up my coins. And so what I'm doing now is whatever is necessary to make sure they pay me for the legacy of my life, for my children and my grandchildren. They're going to have to give me my money. I mean, when you sit back and think Bruno Mars, Dr. Dre, when you think about all these people that have sampled music, if they're filthy rich on it, what's our problem? Or my problem? Oh, yeah. So you got to get a diesel crew, and I call them a diesel crew, to go in and rectify the issue, because evidently all the time that I've been working through things, they didn't get.
Before this shocking live, Angie had survived a near-fatal blood infection that landed her in ICU. She had fought through a sudden illness, and now that she was feeling much better, she vowed to take on the industry giants who had wronged her. March 1st, 2025. As the sun rose over Mobile, Alabama, people prepared to continue the weekend-long Mardi Gras celebrations. By then, Angie Stone was already on the road. She had boarded a Sprinter van around 4 a.m., heading toward Atlanta. The van carried 9 people, including her backup singers and other members of her travel team. Later that day, she was scheduled to perform at the halftime show of the CIAA men's basketball game at 4 p.m. Over 2 hours after they got on the road, they made it to Montgomery County, where Angie's journey was tragically cut short.
Welcome to WSFA 12 News. I'm Monet Stevens. We start now with some breaking news. Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter Angie Stone has died in a car accident in Montgomery County. A spokesperson with her team has confirmed this with WSFA 12 News. Joining us live now is our reporter Simon Schuster. And Simon, you spoke with Stone's publicist. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Monet. Stone's publicist, Deborah Champagne, tells me the singer was leaving a performance when the crash happened. According to the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, it was on I-65 around 7 a.m. This is a look at the scene about 2 miles south of Hope Hole. According to Champagne, the singer was supposed to meet her in Maryland today for a performance at the CIAA basketball tournament. She had just performed last night at the 2025 Grand Marshals Ball in Mobile. That's according to the Mobile Area Mardi Gras Association. Stone's publicist remembers her as an honest, talented person that left a big impact on the music industry.
Her songwriting skills were second to none. Literally, she wrote a lot of songs for the Sugar Hill Gang label that she never got credit for, and but she was just an incredible talent. I mean, when I say very smart, she was just a very, very smart woman.
And the crash did block the left northbound lane and the left southbound lanes, but ALEA troopers declared all lanes open and the scene clear at 11 a.m. today. I'm told that multiple people were also in the van you saw in those pictures, but the singer was the only person to have died. Nothing further is available at this time, and ALEA troopers continue to investigate the incident, Monet.
Simon, thank you. Stone rose to fame as a member of The Sequence, a pioneering female rap group. She was only 63 years old. WSFA has reached out to Alabama Law Enforcement Agency for more information.
One final performance, one last night of celebration, and then silence. The soul community flooded social media with tributes to Angie Stone. Artists like Anthony Hamilton, Eric Benet, Selena Johnson, Brown Stone, Kenny Lattimore, and many more shared their heartbreak, paying tribute to a voice that has shaped generations. Angie left behind her son, whom she shared with D'Angelo, along with her oldest child, that's her daughter Diamond, and her grandchildren, all of whom lived in the Atlanta metro area. After her death, clips from her December 26 Instagram Live resurfaced and went viral. People listened again closely this time. They heard how she spoke about the enemy coming for her. They felt the weight of her words, how she seemed to anticipate that something could happen after calling out Universal Music Group. And then there were those who couldn't ignore the chilling detail of the 9 people in that Sprinter van. How was it that Angie Stone was the only one who didn't make it through?
The music industry is horrible when they tell you that, it's not a straight line, I've been one to kind of play fair. I stay out of harm's way. I can't avoid trouble always, because I'll tell you this, no matter who we hook up with and how we hook up, they're always going to make it confrontational when it doesn't suit their liking. But I don't care about that. I got to pass all of that. But everybody that works hard for 50 years should be able to retire in peace, should be able to sit back without looking for your money. So I got a team of people, a diesel crew, that's really trying to help me navigate things. And if I never get it, at least you heard it from me, because I don't know what they might do to keep from paying me all the money they owe me. Okay? All the money they owe me. It's ridiculous that someone has played with my life and my career for this long, for their own benefit. I mean, have you no conscience? There's a special place in hell, just like my girl Selena said, for people like that. There's a brick wall waiting out there for hard heads. And I promise you, God said, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. So even in this hour, I'm going to pray for you.
A voice silenced, a legacy left behind, and a lot of thoughts still linger. Sending condolences to Angie's family and everyone involved. Angie Stone was definitely a real soul singer. Not too many left with her kind of talent. So again, sending condolences to her family. Special thank you to Elmer. I appreciate you, Elmer, for always supporting the channel. And shout out to Adrian. Thank you all for your contributions. You can show your support as well. The link to PayPal is below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share.